Good
Hello,
evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine, sir.
You try sharing your PPT, sir, now only. Here, that center mein green button is there, share.
Yeah.
You share. Okay, yesterday you spent 20 minutes on that. Good. Now you make full screen, sir, full screen. Function 5. Yeah, great. Nice.
Sir, actually, content is less only. We will see how to manage.
No, slowly. You talk slowly, sir.
Okay.
Sir, we are all these participants, they are faculty members. They are not engineers working in the domain of energy.
Okay, sir.
So whatever you told, even if you say kilowatt, they don't know what is kilowatt hour. ठीक
Mm-hmm.
है, तो डोंट रश, स्लोली बोलो. उनको कुछ नहीं
Okay.
आता, ये कि आपने NABCB क्या लिखा है किसी को भी नहीं मालूम.
Mm-hmm.
मेरे को भी नहीं मालूम.
Mm-hmm.
ठीक है. So
Okay,
what
sir.
is B? People also don't know what is B. You are thinking that people know everything. People know nothing, I'll tell you. Because I'm principal for the last 11 years, I'm principal of engineering college. तो यहाँ वो उतना नॉलेज नहीं है सर उनको. आपको
Mm-hmm.
बताना पड़ता है सब कुछ. What is BE stands for Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Ministry of Power. This has been done to take care of this Energy Conservation Act,
Mm-hmm.
which was introduced in 2001. So ऐसा slowly बोलने का.
Okay, sir. Okay. Actually, I'm in an audit. I'm in a client place. I'm in that room. If any noise is there, you let me know, sir.
No. She's good. You also tell this. People will be happy that you are working.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is clear. Oh, no, we have to put WhatsApp na. Please join. That madam is driving here.
Sir, you can also include me in that WhatsApp group, sir. Some group
Already included, sir.
included, sir.
Already included.
In the participants group, I think.
Yes, participants only.
Yeah.
Sir, please, my request to you, please go slow. People are not knowing what is okay, that topic also, because they are not exposed to green audits and all. है ना?
Sure, sir. No problem. We'll do it, sir.
So you have to tell them. Otherwise, if you think that they are knowing something, then entire thing will go wrong. Because I have got teachers from mathematics. These are the 200 plus teachers from pan India, and they are from all disciplines: agriculture, civil, chemical, mechanical, electrical. So it is for all. So you have to make it very simple. Basic things you tell enough. They will be happy. They should be understanding that is very important.
Sure, sir. Yes, sir. We can give some time for question answers also, no, sir?
Yeah, you can ask questions, sir. I think if you want to see whether these faculty members are participating or not, you ask question. How many are you are from which state? So they will write state 2 minutes. So you'll come to know they are awake karke. Then you can ask them
Awake.
what subject you are teaching. No, then they'll then you'll understand the background of the student. The first madam she did our pro vice chancellor, na, she did same thing. She asked. Are you knowing what is about NAC and all those things? So you can ask from which state, which subject you are teaching, what is your knowledge about this green audit. You ask, nobody knows, I'm telling you, including me, myself, I don't know. So we know energy audits, financial audits, but not safety audits or environment audits. That is not very popular as of now. So how is the weather in Bangalore, sir?
Here it is raining, sir. Last 2 days it is raining.
Here also, I think this is also something to do with climate change only.
Yeah.
It is not regular rain.
Because there is some low pressure in Chennai and cyclone is there. So because of that, no, we are getting rain over here. Now also it is raining outside.
And here also it's raining. And in which company you are doing that audit, sir, right now?
So we are in Decathlon, sir.
Decathlon?
The sports outlet.
Sports, they have got outlets everywhere. Hubli also they have an outlet.
Correct, sir. Yeah.
Kolhapur also they have an outlet.
We are doing for their branches in South India, sir.
Okay, very good, very good. Very nice. You can speak whatever you feel like, sir. Like even you can touch the topic called ESG if you want. But if you ask some questions, then they'll be very happy. Then they will interact, and because that engagement is very important.
Correct, sir.
Passive listening is not learning. Actually, active participation should happen in learning process. It should be a two-way process, not a one-way process. Nice presentation you have made. All this logo and all you have put.
Yeah, okay, sir.
And that green on the top and buildings on the bottom. Very nice it is. The theme is good.
So, whether you are seeing only PPT, sir, or the screen and the messages also, sir?
No, all. I see everything.
Okay, then I should minimize while presenting, right? This one I will minimize and I will close this. Now it is okay, no, sir?
Now it is okay.
Okay.
Now already we have about 57 people. They will be joining, sir. I think this is our 5th day. So a lot of inputs have been given. And they are very happy, and these participants are very enthusiastic. They stay back up to 9 o'clock and listen, and they are giving very good comments about the resource person and the presentations. Really,
actually, I joined 2 sessions, sir.
You joined, eh?
Yeah. One day when our NPC director was taking, no?
Joel sir. He has got one more session.
Yeah,
he spoke very well, sir. I think he took a lot of time to compile, and really good work he has done. All my resource person, I am very happy because They have put, because these are not readily available topics.
Correct. Yeah, for me also, no, it took more time because see, the issue is when we are presenting to a larger audience, right? We have to be careful in the content.
No, this is pan-India audience, and really, these are the people who are going to convey the message to the students, and they teach thousands of students now.
Students, yeah.
So if they are educated, definitely, like you are educating the entire country, as simple as that. So that advantage is there, and that pride is there.
So that's why, we were also a little bit cautious which content where to put, and because I want to keep the content simple also. Too much technical terms will create unnecessary confusion.
Yeah, they are not exposed actually. They don't know. You ask now, if you ask simple question, how much, what are the energy sources used in your university or college? Let them tell. Let me see. Then what is the electricity bill of the college or university? Not everybody knows that.
Correct, sir. Yeah. Exposure is less.
Exposure is very less, and they work in silos. They are not bothered about the entire big picture. So, Kiran madam?
Yes, sir. Shall I start?
I think we have 65 people now.
Yes, sir.
Another 2 minutes. Let us wait for another 2 minutes.
Okay.
I think our HOD madam is driving home because we had a meeting till late. She is on the way only.
Yes, sir.
So let us because this is a pan-India conference or webinar. So, and it is on record. Like it will be available on our college YouTube, even AICT ATAL portal. It will be there. So people will be even post this. Yes, madam. I think you can start now.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Dr. D.Y. Patil Pratishthan's College of Engineering, I am Mrs. Kiran Ingole. Warmly welcome you all. It's my pleasure to introduce our today's guest speaker, Mr. Govindraj Arasan, sir. He is a sustainability and energy efficiency expert with over 19 years of experience in energy efficiency, ESG reporting, carbon accounting, and GHG verification. He has conducted more than 600 energy, water, and green audits across industries such as steel, cement, pharma, textiles, and power plants, an accredited energy auditor and ISO 5001 lead auditor. He specializes in industrial energy optimization, decarbonization strategies, and sustainability frameworks. He holds advanced certifications in ESG reporting, GHG verification, and green building practices, and has also supported international clients as a sustainability and ESG expert with the EU Tech Chamber. Germany currently, he is also currently pursuing in his PhD in energy efficiency in industrial utilities. His key expertise spans energy efficiency and decarbonizations, ESG reporting, carbon accounting, sustainability strategy, and smart IoT-based monitoring. Now, I respectfully invite the sir to kindly proceed with the session. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Audience?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I would like to thank the Principal Dr. Suresh Mani sir for giving this opportunity, and DY Patel institution for accommodating us. So I'm Govindraj from Eco Energy and Engineers. Whether the slide is changing, whether everyone is able
Yes, sir. Now it is green audits.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Good evening, respected faculty members. It is a honor to be here today with this August gathering of academicians from institutions across India. So I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude uh, to my family members, professors, colleagues, and my gurus, each of whom has guided me, encouraged me, and shaped me in different stages of my life. It is because of their support and blessings I stand here today with this privilege to present in front of such a highly knowledgeable team of faculty members across the country. Thank you, everyone. I would like to begin this session with a thought provoking line: known is a drop, unknown is a ocean. This proverb beautifully reflects the academic spirit. As the teachers, researchers, and mentors, we know that whatever we have learned and whatever the knowledge we have today is just a small drop. But the vast ocean of the unknown is what drives the innovation, research, and learning. That's why all of us in higher education institutions keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep guiding students to drive deeper into the ocean of knowledge. When it comes to sustainability, environment, and green audits, the same idea applies. Institutions often look at only what is obvious, like electricity bill, water usage, and waste disposal. But there is much higher ocean of opportunities, like carbon footprinting, ESG, identifying hidden inefficiencies, adopting renewable energy. Like that, there are many such unknowns. So our role is to bring the unknown to the light and connect them into the measurable actions. So Green Audit acts as a tool to measure, reveal, and guide our institutions towards true sustainable institutions. And that brings us to the today's theme of tools for institutional sustainability assessment. So in this session, we will explore how Green Audit inspection certifications not only meet the accreditation requirement, but also empowers the institutions to become the role model of the sustainability. Okay, so here we have the contents. So we are going to discuss about what is Green Audit for higher educational institutions. And then we are going to briefly touch upon when did this word Green Audit has started, what are all the components in scope, and from when this has been came into life, the relevance of Green Audit to higher education institutions. So what is the relevance and why it is important? We are going to discuss on that aspect as well. Then we are going to discuss on the compliance and accreditation hygiene. So when we say something, how it is validated and what are the things we need to do as an hygiene check, those things also we will be discussing. Then we are going to see why institutions need green audit. Then what are all the international ranking systems requiring green audit evidences? What is the green audit process is all about? What to look for when we do green audit? What are all the parameters we have to look for? And what are all the data and sources of the data? What data, where to find? That's what we say as data and sources. What are all the questions we need to answer ourselves when we are doing this particular activity? What are all the challenges in implementing green audits? Then a collaborative dialogue, the road ahead, like green audits as pillar of sustainable India. Then we have the frequently asked questions and discussions and clarifications. So this will be the content of this 90-minute session. So before we get into the details of this session, I would like to know how many of the audience have been part of this green audit activity. Anyone has been involved in your college while preparing the NAC documentation or submitting reports like annual quality assessment report or self-study report, AQAR and SSR? Anyone has involved in this green audit reports? Any members? You can say yes.
One madam has attended green audit, energy audit, but not green audit. So almost all no, nobody has attended. There are 92 participants, and none of them have taken part in any green audit so far.
So any of the participants are part of this NAC documentation? Any of the participants?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you are taking care of which criteria, sir? Criteria 1, 2, criteria 7, right? Are you part of which criteria?
7, sir, 7.
So, okay, so you are part of criteria 7, right? Your name, sir?
Sir, Ganesh Rathod.
Okay, you are from which state and which college, sir?
Sir, DY Patil itself.
Oh, okay, you are part of DY Patil itself. Okay, okay. Okay, sir. So, you have been part of preparing the audit reports and collecting documentations for this green audit, right?
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Indirectly, but not directly.
Okay, okay, fine. I think there is some messages in chat as well.
These charts they are rating, sir, only criteria 2, 5, 1, 6. But nobody has written 7 so far.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Maybe we will slowly enter into the topic. So we will start with what is green audit for higher educational institutions. A green audit is a campus-wide audit that documents policies, baseline data, and improvements across various parameters. So when we say various parameters, it includes water, energy, waste, biodiversity, land use, transport, air parameters, green cover, landscape. Okay, so this is the basic definition for green audit. It is a campus-wide audit. So when we say if there are multiple colleges or what do you call different buildings or any setup, so it is a campus-wide audit. So when we are doing for an audit, we will take the campus as a cover, and then we will try to document the policies. Baselines are the parameters or the data which we use to compare in the upcoming years, and the improvements across various parameters. So the various parameters are water, energy, waste, biodiversity, land use, transport, air, green cover, and landscape. Okay. So in criteria based framework, it is part of criteria 7. that is the previous accreditation grading system. Green audit is part of criterion 7, whereas in the new binary framework, it is part of metric 10, that is sustainability outcomes and green initiatives. So this is the basic definition and where it is used in the NAC accreditation processes. So participants, if you have any questions, maybe you can note down the questions and the slide number. So slide number is here. So this slide is slide number 6. So which is on the left hand side of the company name Eco Energy. So you note down the slide number and the question. So we will give enough time at the end of this session so that we can have a detailed discussion. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So when did this process of green audit has started? So in July 2017, NAC has launched the revised accreditation framework. So from this cycle onwards, criterion 7.1.6 explicitly expects quality audits on energy and environment. So this has been operationalized via revised manuals issued from 2019 to 2023. So these documents you can always refer in the NAC website. So from 2019 to 2021, updated NAC manuals for universities, colleges, health sciences continues listing green audit as confirmatory evidence. So when we say confirmatory evidence, it is a document which says that whatever the activities we have done, it has a proper method to analyze and verify. That is what we call as evidence. This is the period when systematic green audit reports began to appear widely in higher education institutions, self-study reports and websites. In May 2022, NAC issued an advisory on ISO 9001 green certificates audits, urging higher education institutions to verify the authenticity of the certificates or audit reports submitted for NAC. This effectively formalized procurement and verification discipline around green audits. Okay, because this one is to ensure that the agencies who are doing the green audits, right, whether they are having proper accreditation and whether they are authorized to do the audits. So this is how this green audit journey has been started from 2017, then 2019 to 21, and 2022 they have given a notification for the agencies to get verified. Now, what are all the components are in scope and since when it has been come into act? So as discussed earlier, so NAC's wording since revised accreditation framework 2017, 7.1.6 asks for the quality audits on energy and environment. Many higher education institutions green audit reports which has been submitted post 2019 includes water conservation, solid waste management, biodiversity, green cover, transport, air quality, noise conservation, and energy overview. So from 2019 onwards, most of these contents has been included as part of the quality audit report to give the overview of the entire environment and energy aspect of the higher education institution. So how it is relevance to the higher education institutions? For self-study report, green audit strengthens the criterion 7 as a evidence like policies, actions, key performance indicators, and the certificates issued by the third-party agencies. NAC is moving to binary accreditation framework and maturity-based graded levels. So here documentation is very, very important and this documentation should be verifiable. So also NAC has notified against this unauthorized workshop or documentation services. So we should not get biased by these kind of marketing activities. Always we should follow the official NAC communication for any of these activities. So complaints and accreditation hygiene. It is recommended to maintain a matrix and a monitoring calendar. So when we say matrix means we can develop a matrix for various parameters like energy, water, waste management, green cover and landscaping, and environment. For example, energy means you should know whether you received the monthly electricity bill. In water, you can always check whether your RO water is tested monthly once or bi-monthly or quarterly once. In waste management, whether the solid waste has been disposed or whether the e-waste has been disposed. So like this, we can make one matrix for each of these parameter, and then you can monitor weekly basis, monthly basis, bi-monthly basis, quarterly basis, half-yearly basis, or annual basis. Okay. So once you monitor this data, you have to keep this data available for the audit reports. Based on the data, what is the action you have been taking and how it is linked to the KPIs. So this is what we call it as compliance and accreditation hygiene. It is like basic sanity check. You are monitoring a data on a systematic way on continuous basis. You are preparing this data for audit reports. Then based on the data, what is the actionable item you have taken and how it is related to your KPIs. Clear? Next, use accredited or competent agencies. So for these green audit activities, always look for the NABCB accredited type A inspection bodies. Keep the scope, methodology, and sampling explicit. The reason is for any such activities, the documentation should be auditable and the evidence should be there. Whatever the reports you have or what are the documents you are submitting, so all those things has to be systematically recorded and it should be available for audit by any other third-party agencies. So cross-link the green audit findings to the standard operating procedures, procurements, and annual dashboards. When we say standard operating procedures, like how you are setting your AC temperatures, whether you are switching off the lights before leaving your college or classrooms, or whether you are always testing the water which is used for drinking, whether you are recycling. So like this, there are so many standard operating procedures for various parameters. The next is your procurement. So whenever you are procurement, are you procuring only energy efficient equipments like LED bulbs, LED TVs? So this procurement has to always integrate the energy efficiency or sustainability as one of the key parameter while doing any such procurement activity. Then whatever the matrix which we discussed earlier, and you have to relate these parameters to your matrix. Okay. This is what which will convert your certificates into evidence of improvement. So the green audit findings will give you some input. You will be having your own matrices like weekly, monthly, half-yearly, quarterly monitoring. Then integrate those SOPs to the matrices, then followed by your procurement. So all this entire ecosystem will help you to improve the organization or the institution's sustainability growth. So these are the official notices which one should be aware. So NAC advisory. So it is given in the year 2022 May month. So they have given advisory on ISO 9001 for green audit certificates, how higher education institutions should verify the authenticity of the certificates issued by the third-party bodies before submitting to NAC. The NAC reforms announcement that came in June 2024 and in February 2025. The public notices on binary and MBGL launch timelines and the transition provisions. So in September 2025, NAC has cautioned the institutions against unauthorized workshop or consultancy on binary accreditation framework and MBGL. So as per NAC, always rely on the official communications in the NAC website. So practical takeaway is use only NAC's official guidance for any of these activities. When you include green audit reports in submission, ensure whether the issuer's credentials are traceable. So if any agency is giving a green audit report or green audit certification, you ask them whether you are authorized or whether you are accredited as per NAC guidelines, and please show the evidence for us. Okay. So here, what is the gist of this is ignorance creates business for others. If you are not aware, if you are ignorant, some other what do you call agencies or people will try to make business out of it. So we should always stay aware and we should not fall in the traps. In other words, what we say is awareness is power, ignorance is costly. The two these days, ignorance is very costly. So now we will step into why institutions need green audits. Okay. So first and main purpose is for the accreditation. So nowadays NAC accreditation or NB accreditation, they ask for a green audit report as evidence of sustainable report. Okay. Next is international ranking. Nowadays many colleges and universities whom we work with, they are already in the process of applying for international ranking because of various multilateral or international tie-ups and student exchange program. So there are many programs which ask for this sustainable reports or a sustainable ranking of the colleges and universities. To meet that requirement, the colleges go for the green audits. Next is for the sustainability compliance, that is for ISO 14001, global reporting initiatives and sustainable development goals. Next, this green audit reports helps the colleges and universities to reduce the energy, water and waste costs. This also improves the reputation and attracts eco-conscious students. Green audit builds awareness and participates in the sustainability. So these are the key key parameters or advantages of conducting green audit or preparing sustainability related reports for a college or an university to disclose in the public domains. So one is accreditation, next is for international ranking, third is for sustainability compliances. This helps in reducing the cost, improves the reputation and builds awareness. So what are the international ranking systems and frameworks requiring sustainability or green audit reports? So first is UI Green Metric World University Ranking. This is Indonesia based, but it has global reach as well. So here the focus is on sustainability in campus operation, energy, waste, water, transport and education. Here the requirement is data on energy consumption, whether renewable energy is in use, what is the initiatives you have conducted for water conservation, how you are managing the waste. When we say waste, it includes solid waste, liquid waste and gaseous waste. Then carbon footprint, whether you are able to calculate and disclose what is your carbon footprint. The next type of international ranking is Times Higher Education Impact Rankings. The focus is based on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So the relevant SDGs are SDG 7, which is affordable and clean energy. Here it talks about needs for renewable energy and energy efficiency data. Sustainable Development Goal 12, this is about responsible consumption and production. it talks about needs of waste and resource audits. So when we say resource, it is not human resource, it is about the energy resource like electricity, water, waste management, or any kind of resource which will impact the environment. Then SDG 13, that is Sustainable Development Goal, the 13 criteria is like climate action. This talks about the requirement of GHG emissions, accounting, carbon footprint reports. The next, yeah. Anyone saying something?
No, continue, sir, continue.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So next is QS Sustainable Rankings. So this is for the World University Rankings in the sustainability front. So here focus is on environmental impact, social impact, and governance. So here the required set of documents is evidence of policies and performance on carbon emissions, energy use, green campus operations, climate action reporting. If you see in this first three different types of international rankings, and if you compare with the green audit report, which we are preparing for the NAC or NBA accreditation purposes, the data remains same. How we disclose the data and how we are presenting the data under each of these criteria, right? That varies, but the basic data remains the same. So here the next is like STARS Sustainability Tracking Assessment and Rating System. This is of ASHI of USA. So here it is widely used in North America, and in some part of the other countries also it is used. So here it asks the institutions to report on energy, water, waste management, GHG emissions, and the sustainability policy of the institutions. The next we have UNEP and UNESCO linked global university climate commitments. So here examples are Race to Zero for universities and colleges, UN backed campaign, and Tulare Declaration. This is an UNESCO initiative on sustainability in higher education. This UNEP and UNESCO based university rankings for the higher educations to disclose the data and contribute to the sustainable development. So here the requirement is carbon neutrality commitments, annual GHG reporting, and the green initiatives implemented by the college. So when we say green initiatives, it is for the energy efficiency, water conservation, waste management, and environmental conservation. So other regional and international frameworks, we have ARIA, Area, India plus Global Linkages. And then you have EU initiative, which is EU multi-rank, which incorporates sustainability in institutional profiles. Then we have this standard ISO certifications like ISO 14001, ISO 50001, and ISO 14064, which is for the greenhouse gas emissions and accountings. So these ISO certifications are not rankings, but these are increasingly cross-referenced in many international university rankings. So I would like to know whether any of the colleges are participating in these 6 or any of the other international rankings. Whether any participants can just say, or you are aware of whether any of your colleges are doing these international rankings? Hello, members. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, sir. You're audible.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
But faculty member will not be like dealing with these things. Only the top administrators, I think, they'll be worried about this. Faculties will be, as you told, they'll be dealing with some metrics, some criteria, not the entire thing. ARIA ranking is popular, sir, in India.
Yeah.
And in India, we have NRF, that people are participating in NRF. But QS ranking, THE ranking, they are globally accepted. Only few institutions in India are participating. Mostly institutes of national importance and all.
Okay, fine, sir. Then maybe we can continue. So maybe I think we can take one small what do you call stop for questions. So that no, just wanted to know if any of the participants have any questions till this. Any participants have any questions for this slides? What we have seen now. If you have any questions, you can type in chat box as well.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you are.
Sir, in the slide number 14,
Yeah.
you had mentioned about some requirements. Slide number 14.
Yeah. You
the
please.
Previous one.
Yeah, I'm moving there.
No. In that, so the first point with regards to data on energy consumption, renewable energy use, water conservation. Sir, how the institute is supposed to get this data? I mean, what
Yeah.
is the framework for getting the data?
So when we say energy consumption data, you will get a monthly electricity bill, sir. Like for individual houses, how we are getting electricity bill, no? So same way, there will be energy bill, like electricity bill, given to your institution.
Okay.
So for renewable energy use, when we are putting solar rooftop plants, so there will be a meter which will record how much energy is generated by the solar plant. From that meter, we can take the energy generated by solar. So once again, for water conservation, so we should know what is our water consumption. First, we should know how much we are consuming. Based on that only, we can say how much we are conserving. So similarly for electricity, how we get bill, same way we will get water bills also from the municipal bodies.
And what about the footprint, sir?
Carbon footprint.
Footprint we have to calculate based on the consumption data. See, for example, if I am consuming 100 units of electricity this month, so this 100 we have a grid multiplication factor. So grid multiplication factor is generally 0.72. So 100 into 0.72 will give you like 72 grams of CO2 for that particular month. So it is
so that will form the basis.
Yeah, on this consumption basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, any other questions from any other members?
Sir, this 14064 you spoke na just now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That there is some lead verifier course for that.
Correct, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is it useful for energy educational institutions if some of the faculty undergo that course?
Sir, it is. It depends upon if you are planning to do any of the disclosure of international rankings, sir. So when we are doing carbon footprint data, no, they will ask who has prepared this document and whether that person has any of this certification.
Okay.
So that is the purpose, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So any other questions? If you have, you please let me know, or if you want, you can type in the chat box as well.
One Professor Satish asked, does the institution have a rainwater harvesting system in place for green audit?
Yes. So as part of water conservation activities, we will be verifying whether the college is having a rainwater harvesting system. So this is part of your green audit requirement. Yes, it is part of that. Okay, at least we are happy we got some 2-3 questions. Thank you for that. We will continue with the session. Maybe after some slides, we will once again stop for questions. So now let us discuss why this green audit matters in Indian higher education scenario. So here we need to understand the learning environment should be healthy. That means environmental sustainability creates optimal condition for academic excellence and students' well-being. So both should go hand in hand. So the students who are in the college atmosphere, they also should feel that healthy, and their mind should be open enough to learn new things and for a larger thinking aspect. The second is the ecological reliability. So institutions must model sustainable practices to inspire the young minds and demonstrate the environmental leadership. So the students, when they are studying in the college, if they get exposure to this kind of environmental related activities, right? Whatever the new inventions they bring in, right? By default, they will always think that it should not affect the environment. The third component is the resource conservation. So strategic reduction of carbon footprints and responsible resource utilization through data-driven approaches. So what we mean to say in this resource conversation is, whatever activities or initiatives we do, it should be auditable and it should be based on data-driven approaches. So these are the three main parameters why green audit matters, very important in the higher education institutions of India. One is healthy learning environment, second is ecological reliability, and third is resource conservation. Now we are going to discuss the green audit process. So why this word process has been put in here is, green audit is not like other audits, like when we say ISO audits or electrical audit or energy audit. So these are all like a focused set of activity. So when we do energy audit or water audit or electrical safety audit, it has a clear definition of the scope of work. But when we say green audit, it is a what you call a wider area where it integrates so many parameters, and there are different parties or different owners who are involving in this data. So that's why we say green audit is a process. So these are the different steps. Like we will start from step one. It is like identifying the environmental impact, recognizing the environmental effect of activities. So whatever activity we do, we should remember and we should understand that there will be an environmental effect either directly or indirectly. Next, the step is quantifying the environmental impact. So measuring the extent of the environmental effects of that particular activity. So when we say activity over here, right? So it is for all type of activities, whether it is energy related or water related or transport related or say like air quality or water quality or the environment, say like hostel, how the food is cooked, whether hot water is available, say like in girls hostel, whether proper hygiene is maintained. So like that, no, for each and every of this activity, we need to quantify the extent of the environment effects. Next is the document of this activity. So recording the details of environmental effects. So whatever the initiatives you do or whatever the data you monitor, you need to record it in a proper way. Step number 4 is communicating the findings to the relevant stakeholders. So whatever the observations we make, right, it has to go to the relevant stakeholders. See, for example, when we do some initiative, if it is not getting result, we need to go back to the end user as well, and then we have to inform the same to the person who has started the initiatives. Because when we do some activity, we will be thinking or we will be assuming something. So if we do this particular activity, it will give us this result. But once we implement, if the result is not coming out of it, then we need to check why it is not happening from the end user. Okay, then the same thing has to be communicated to the person who has made this initiative. Okay, for example, if you say when we suggest like we tell you put aerators for the taps in hostel. Suddenly, after 1 week or 10 days, right, we got the feedback saying that most of the aerators are removed by the students. So when we went and asked the students why this has been done, they said the water flow is reduced very drastically. So it is taking more time for them to wash the hands and wash the plates. So these kind of things, right? When we are doing any kind of any conservation measures, we should always think whether it will impact or have any kind of disturbance at the end users. Okay. The next is continuously observing the changes. And the last point is applying strategies to reduce negative effects, like how we discussed this aerators, right? So we need to think how we can address these issues. So this process applies to any of these activities. Say like what are the parameters we discussed earlier, right? Whether it is electricity or energy, water, waste management, your air quality, water quality monitoring, noise monitoring, or any other environmental related initiatives, right? So for any of these activities, this entire process will be applicable, like identifying the activity, measuring what is happening over there. Then once we measure, we have to record it in a proper document way. Then we have to communicate the findings, continuously observe. Then during the observation, if we find any negative effects, we have to think some strategies to address those negative effects. So this entire activity will involve different stakeholders. The different stakeholders will be seen in the upcoming slides, but this is the overall process of a green audit activity. So now we will see the dimensions of green audit. So when we say dimensions, it is like environmental improvement, regulatory compliance, cost savings, and stakeholder engagement. So when we say environmental improvement, it will talk about enhancing the environmental conditions through green audit insights. So when we do green audit, we will be coming up with some recommendations. So this will enhance your environmental improvement. Next is regulatory compliance. So meeting the environment regulations via green audit improvements. Cost savings, as we discussed earlier, whatever initiatives we do either to save electricity or save water or conserve waste, this will definitely result in cost savings. Then stakeholder engagement. So here we have different stakeholders who are directly or indirectly involved or taking part in this green audit activity. So this is what we call as stakeholder engagement. So these dimensions we will discuss in detail. So starting with enhancing environmental conditions through green audit insights. So these are the different environmental aspects, say like energy and emissions. So when we do green audits, you will be getting some insights how to reduce energy consumption and how we can reduce greenhouse gas emissions as well. Next is air quality and comfort, improving indoor and outdoor air quality for human health. So any institutions who are placed inside the cities, right? There we have most of these what you call air quality issues, and institutions which are placed near the highways. Usually, there also we see the polluted air inside the campuses. So for those things also, you will get some data from these green audits. Next is biodiversity, enhancing biodiversity and creating a favorable microclimate, compliance and culture, ensuring compliance and fostering a culture of sustainability. So these things will be part of the green audit insights. Next is water environment, protecting water resources and minimizing water pollution. Next, the waste and materials, reducing waste generation and how to promote sustainable materials. Final one is mobility and noise, promoting sustainable transportation and reducing noise pollution. So these are the insights which we get from the green audit report to enhance the environmental condition inside the campus. Okay. Next is meeting the environmental regulations via green audit implementation. So when you implement the green audit initiative in your college or in your campus, so what are all the parameters you will be monitoring? You will be monitoring the water consumption or water use. If you are having a sewage treatment plant, whether the sewage is treated properly, whether the treated sewage water is reused or whether it is not. Next is whether the waste collection and disposal method, how you are collecting the waste, how you are handling the waste, and how you are disposing. So these things also you will be properly documenting. Next is renewable energy integration. If you are having solar or wind or solar water heater, how you are taking the data from it and how you are documenting. Next is air quality monitoring. So, what is the frequency of checking the air quality inside the campus, and what you are trying to address the output of the air quality monitoring. The third one is the noise monitoring, assessing and controlling the noise levels. How frequently you are checking the noise monitoring inside the campus, and how we are addressing the data from it. Final one is monitoring, documentation, reporting, and improvement. So once we have all of this data, how we are going to document and how we are making the report, and what are all the steps we are going to take for the improvement. So these are the different measures which will be part of the green audit implementation. So here we see about the achieving the financial benefits. So when we say about water, if you are using aerators or if you are doing rainwater harvesting or STP water recycling and reuse, this will give financial benefits. In energy, when we go for energy efficient fixtures, sensor based lighting control system, solar water heating systems, and solar rooftop photovoltaic systems, these are proven methods and appliances which will give cost benefits. In waste management, like recycle and reuse of water, recycle of food waste to manures, and recycle of paper waste to value added products. So these are some proven cost benefit analysis from various institutions audit what we have done. So now we are going to see the stakeholders. That means who are the people directly or indirectly involved in the process of green audit. So like any initiatives or any program which we conduct or which has been initiated in a college or university, the top management support is very, very important. So it starts with the management. Next comes your procurement or finance team. The third is the facilities team. So here when we say faculties, so faculties are key members and who take the baton to ensure that this entire program is implemented, because they act as a bridge between the various stakeholders. Like they communicate with the finance and they communicate with the facilities, they communicate with the management. So faculty members always play a key role in particular to this green audit initiatives. Next comes the facilities or maintenance team, because facilities team mostly are the ground level people who work day in and day out with these different parameters. Say it, whether it let it be electricity or water or your plumbing system or your sewage system, waste management, or taking care of your lawns, trees. So these facilities teams have very important in the ground level data. Then vendors and contractors. So these are the people who come and install the system. See, like if you are going for an AC air conditioning system, or if you are buying an new LED monitors for your computer lab, if you are buying heat pump for your hostels, kitchen equipments, like many of these things will be done through your vendors and contractors. Next is the regulators. So regulators are say like your local municipal regulators, or like your AICT, NAC, NPA. So all of this falls under the regulators. And last but not the least, the students, who are the people who are involved in this entire framework, and what are the sustainability initiatives which the college or which we do as a team is to give a better future for these students. So these are the various stakeholders involved in the green audit initiatives. So management, procurement or finance team, faculty members, facilities or maintenance team members, vendors or contractors, regulators, and students. So these people are directly or indirectly involved or participate in the green audit process. So now we will see what to look for in the green audit. So if you are assigned this green audit activity, or if you are part of this documentation work, so what you should look for in this site or in your college as well. Okay. So we will see in different subsections. We will start with energy management. In energy management, always you can look for electricity bills. So electricity bill you will get every month. Every month the electricity bill will be issued by your local electricity supplier or electricity provider. So you can take the 12 months data. Generally, when we do any GAG accounting or reporting or sustainability reporting, the consumption pattern we tell annually. So for annual data, we need electricity bill for 12 months. So major loads in college, the electricity is mainly consumed in lighting fixtures, fans, laptops, computers, water coolers, printers, copiers, and kitchen equipments. So we need to see what are all the things, appliances used by the colleges. Generally, these are the what you call maximum appliances which are similar across institutions. We need to take the list of inventories. See, generally, you will be having the list of inventories for various other accreditation purposes as well. In some places, we have seen inventories by room wise also. Like how many lights are there, how many fans are there, whether there is an overhead projector or a smart screen. So, like that, you will be having the list of inventories. Next, you have to say what is the list of inventory available and how much hours of operations it is done daily. Then we need to have the watch on nighttime loads. See, generally in some of the colleges they have evening classes as well. Sometimes what happens after the session gets over, they forget to switch off the lights or ACs or fans. So we should always have a watch on the nighttime loads. So here, what are the opportunities we have in energy management? Generally, the easiest thing is like always go for energy efficient lightings with automated control. Go for sensor based lighting in areas like meeting rooms, say like staircases or corridors. Control the lighting via IR or occupancy sensors. Always keep the AC set point at 25 degrees and do the scheduling of operations. If the AC is located in the auditorium and meeting rooms, always schedule the AC of operations. Then install solar rooftop photovoltaic system. So this will generate power during daytime. This will give cost benefit as well. If you are having hostels in your colleges, have solar water heating system. If you have a very big campus or the number of students are high, you can think of having a biogas system as well. So this biogas we have seen in many colleges where the student strength is close to 5,000. So they have biogas and then they use the generated biogas for cooking in the kitchen purposes. Then always when you are procuring, you keep the energy efficiency as one of the selective criteria. Don't go only based on cost. You keep the energy efficiency as also one of the evaluation criteria. Then we have heat pumps. So these days, instead of geysers, we can go for heat pumps in hostels. Then always keep some awareness posters like switch off lights before you leave. Then you can conduct some training programs for faculties, students, and staff members. So these are the things which you can look for in the energy management. Next, we will see in the water management. So here it starts with same water bills. And if you are not having municipal water, if you are taking water from borewell, ensure that you are having one water flow meter. So that is working always and you are monitoring either monthly or bi-monthly. Check that whether the water test reports you are having, if you are most of the colleges or universities will have RO plants for drinking water. at least you check once in 2 months the water quality, because sometimes if the filters are failed, the water quality will be poor, which will have health issues for the both students or staffs or whomever is drinking that water, right? So we should ensure that the water quality is tested on regular basis. So the water system has different stages. So what is the source of water? So source of water is one is your municipal water source, then borewell, then some colleges buy water from tankers also. Then how you storage the water, whether it is stored in sumps or in water tanks or in overhead water tanks, and how you use the water, and is there any water losses, and do you have any reuse of waters? Okay, these are the different parameters of water sources, and the same water we give different names based on the usage. So we say raw water, the water which is used for hand wash, bathing and cleaning purposes, we call it as raw water. Drinking water, we say like RO water or canned waters are grouped as a drinking water. Hot water, generally in hostels where they use for bathing purposes and cooking purposes. Sewage water, the wastewater which comes from all of these operations are called as sewage water. Then there is another one type of called as RO reject water. Generally, we always focus on the RO output water, but any RO will have say like 40 or 50% of its water being reject. So this is called as RO reject water. And next one is called as STP treated water. This is called recycled water, where it is used for gardening purposes or flushing purposes. So here, what are the opportunities we have is like we can think of aerators going for rainwater harvesting, borewell or open well recharge, construction of tanks and bunds, wastewater recycling, maintenance of water bodies inside the campus, maintenance of water distribution system. That is very important because any leaks in taps or the distribution system will lead for many water wastage. Then awareness posters like save water, save earth, and close the tap. The places where it attracts the visibility, and conducting training programs. So what to look in waste management? So we can think of collection of dustbins, say like color coded bins and dustbins in classrooms, corridors, and PPs for handling the waste. So the waste is very crucial. So the people who are handling the waste, right, they must be provided proper PPEs and segregation of this waste and storaging it. Then disposal, whether you are disposing it through municipal bodies or you have any recycling facilities in your campus. Then whether you have any memorandum of understanding with e-waste recyclers or your local municipal bodies, and whether you have any such paperless office initiatives. So opportunities in waste management is wastewater recycle and reuse, paper waste recycle and converting it into value-added products like say like diaries, visiting cards, or any paper products. Food waste to compost, that is manure. Dry leaves to compost. Then e-waste collection drives, awareness posters, and awareness training programs. So what to look for in green cover and landscaping? List of trees and plants, garden area details, park adoption, leaf decompose, herbal garden. Then what to look for in environmental conservation? So here whether we have pedestrian friendly pathways, restriction of vehicles inside campus, a ramp for differently abled, then opportunities, the green audit reports. So now we will move to the green audit data and sources. What data, where to find? This one is also called as answers, because the questions part we are going to see after this. So here we are going to see the answers, which data, where it will be available, and what is the source of this data. Okay. So in energy management, for say like energy efficiency appliances, right? You will be having the purchase bills, installation reports, or store records. If you have installed any solar PV systems, you will be having the purchase bills or annual maintenance contract bills. Then you will be having the generation logbook, net metering, or BESCOM bill. So BESCOM means electricity company, which is in Karnataka. So each state will have their own electricity supply company. So in that bill, you will be having all these details. Then energy efficiency equipment like star rated equipment, refrigerators or pumps, you will be having the purchase invoices. Purchase invoices is one of the main documents which will definitely be available in any colleges, because without bill there will not be make any payment. So purchase bill and installation report, these two documents will be definitely available in any of these systems. Next, for a diesel generator, same, we will be having purchasing diesels on weekly basis or bi-monthly basis. Then preventive maintenance, a diesel generator, UPS or AC systems, right? Every year they will be having your annual maintenance contract. So those documents also will be valid for evidences. Then audit data, internal or external audit reports. In water management, we'll be having water consumption, municipal bills or borewell meter data, then pump log books. Rainwater harvesting, you will be having the design drawings of the rainwater harvesting. Construction bills, like how much you paid for the contractors or civil laborers, and inspection reports from the third party auditors. Next is sewage treatment plant. In sewage treatment plant, you will be having the log books, then STP treated water test reports, and treated water reuse records. Whether you used for toilet flushing, or you used for lawns or gardens, or used for floor cleaning. So those kind of data will be maintained. Effluent treatment. So this is very rarely available. It is mostly for the medical colleges where they have hospitals. They have the ETPs. For other colleges, ETP will not be applicable. Then water recycling and reuse, you will be having pipeline diagrams, reuse register, and tank cleaning logs. In waste management, you will be having the solid waste segregation, like bin photos, housekeeping records, or daily logbooks. In e-waste, you will be having the vendor disposal receipts, authorized recycler certificates, or a memorandum of understanding. Next is hazardous waste. In some of the colleges, you will be having these used computers or used laptops or these batteries. So these things has to be handed over to the concerned people who are approved by the pollution control boards. Then biomedical waste. This is mostly for the hospitals. Then composting or biogas plant. So here, when you install biogas plant, you will be having the invoices, operation records, and the logbooks. In green campus initiatives, trees or plantations landscaping, like plantation drive reports, NSS or NCC records, nursery bills. If you have purchased plants from any nurseries, right, we'll be having those bills. Plastic free campuses like circulars or purchase records, awareness posters. Then pedestrian friendly and cycling facilities, photographs and purchase bills of cycles. Then green transportation like electric vehicles or carpools. If you are having charging stations, you can show those photographs and invoices. Policy documents also accepted. Now moving to renewable energy and energy efficiency initiatives. If you are having any solar rooftop photovoltaic system, right, you will be having the purchase bills. Then solar water heaters, heat pumps, wind hybrid systems, and building efficiency appliances. So all of these things will be having the purchase invoices or annual maintenance contract documents. So any of these things can be used as the evidences. And this is one of the important parameter, like policies and circulars. So fire safety policy, energy conservation policy, water conservation policy, environment conservation policy, waste management policy, ban on plastic use policy, restricted vehicle movement policy, paperless office policy. So for all these policies, there should be circulars, because policy followed by circular will be accepted as evidence. NSS programs and NCC programs, geotagged photographs of these programs, certificates issued by the government bodies as part of these programs, and awards received from the competitions. So till now, whatever we have seen, right, these are all the documents which will help you to answer the upcoming questions. So when we say questions, right, so from in Indian context, the questions is like, as of now, the green audit is mostly used in NAC and NBA accreditation. So here we are discussing only on the NAC this one. So what are the slides which we are seeing now, right? So here we have given the source, because this data belongs to NAC. It is not our data. This is purely which we have taken from the NAC website. We have given the link from where we have taken this data. So NAC will give the a manual in which the college has to upload the data. So here the whatever the green audit, right, it accumulates around 30 marks out of 100 marks of criteria 7. The total marks varies, depends upon the colleges and type of colleges. So here in environmental conscious sustainability, so solar energy, biogas plant, wheeling to the grid, sensor-based energy conservation, use of LED bulbs or power efficient equipments. So these are the questions which will be there in the NAC manual. So when you are selecting these questions, for each of these things, you have to give the evidence or supporting documents. So here they will tell you upload the geotagged photographs and any other relevant information. So here, what to look for, we have seen in energy, right? Like your purchase bills, photographs. So all those things you can upload in the relevant information. So this is how the questions will look in the portal or in the documentation of annual quality assessment report. Now, if you see here, like this is for the solid waste management, liquid waste, biomedical waste, e-waste, waste recycling, and hazardous chemical management. So here they will ask like relevant documents like agreements, MOUs, geostacked photographs of the facilities, and any other relevant information. So for these questions, we have seen the answers in the previous slide, what to look for in the waste management. Okay. So for each of these sections, right, they have given the marks on the right hand side. So this energy, we will get around 5 marks. In the waste management section, it takes the, contributes to 4 marks. This is the water conservation section. Like here they will ask for rainwater harvesting, borewell or open well recharge, construction of tanks and bunds, wastewater recycling, and maintenance of water bodies. This will carry 4 marks. So here they will ask for geotagged photographs, videos of the facilities in the campuses, and any other relevant information. So all your purchase bills and other documents, right, you can submit in the any other relevant information section. So this is for the green campus initiatives, whether you have restricted entry of automobiles, battery powered vehicles, pedestrian friendly pathways, ban and use of plastics, landscaping with trees and plants. So this will carry 4 marks. So here you can give the geotagged photographs, and in any other relevant documents, you can share the policies with circulars and any other NSS programs, list of trees and plants. So all these documents you can give in the relevant documents. So here is a small case study from audit to action. So this is the baseline before our audit, like energy performance index is around 92 units per meter square per year. Then water use index is 11,000 liters per year. Waste diversion is only 18%. There is no renewable energy installations. So audit findings is inefficient lighting and AC scheduling was not there. High freshwater use and STP water, it is there, but it is not reused. Then poor segregation of solid waste. Then rooftop area is there, but there is no solar installation. So the action taken is like it is a 6 months time taken process to from the start till end. So like 100% LED retrofit, AC point we have made it to 24. Installed faucets for aerators. STP water is reused for gardening and toilet flushing. Then composting of food and leaf, e-waste vendor tie-up, and 20 kilowatt solar rooftop system was installed. So this implementation took complete 6 months. It is a stage by stage we have to do the implementation. Then after that, the result, right? The energy usage has reduced by 14%, water usage reduced by 20%, waste diversion increased to 55%. That means the effectiveness or the better conversion of waste is improved to 55%. Renewable energy of the campus is around 8% on the total load. So here the key lesson is small and focused action will give in measurable impact and accreditation credit and cultural change. So always we have to focus on small activities. So one thing which we need to understand is there is cost involved in all of these activities. So if you remember the previous slide, right, the various stakeholders of this green audit processes. So that's very important because it starts from management approval, your financing and budgeting. So they have to give funds. Then your end users and the facilities team. So it is a teamwork. It is not like a single person activity. It is a teamwork. So this is the result from one of the case study of one college. So what are the challenges in implementing green audit? So these are the different challenges like data gaps. There will be some bills will be missing, logbooks will be incomplete. So what we suggest is generally go with the centralized record keeping. There will be lack of awareness. So the concerned in charge, right? They may be faculty or they may be staffs, which they will not be aware of this audit purpose. So there has to be a awareness and a training session and eco clubs. So that will engage these students, staffs, and faculty members and the management as well. There will be resource constraint always. So limited budget, that is another one key challenge in many of the institutions. So always we recommend them to do with low cost or no cost measures, followed by the investment measures. Then resistance to change. Many of these college mindset or people whom we have interacted, right? They will always still, we have always done in this way, but it takes some time for them to understand what is actual benefit. So slowly they will understand, and once the leadership or the top management shows more interest, right, this will definitely have major impact. Then compliance and authenticities. So here, whenever the reports or any questions comes from NAC, right, that is the time. Generally, we wake up and look for proper evidences. So always use for the accredited agencies like NABL or NABCB or any other accredited bodies to do any of your third-party evaluation. So what is the road ahead towards the carbon neutral campuses? You should always start with measuring. So conduct annual green audits and GHG inventories. Track your scope and scope 2 emissions if you are going for international rankings. So reduce the use of electricity or water. So wherever possible, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Strategize the waste reduction and recycling programs. So always look for some energy efficient retrofits. Try to do some offsets like tree plantation drives. So generally it happens through your NSS or NCC programs. Then communicate. So always whenever you are committing, you should communicate to the entire stakeholders. So this is the road ahead as the green audit as pillars for a sustainable India. So together we are building a foundation for India's sustainable futures, where the environmental excellence and economic prosperity should go hand in hand. So the key parameters is your environmental governance, sustainable innovation, and legacy building. So here are some of the FAQs. Is green audit mandatory? That is the question comes from many institutions. It is an expected evidence streams under NAC's framework. Always you look for official notices because many people will try to bias whether internal audit suffice. Always prefer NABCP accredited type A inspection bodies to do the green audits because it is the guidelines provided by NAC, because it will strengthen with traceable evidence. Okay. Once again, we want to iterate. Ignorance create business for others. Always stay aware, be aware always and don't fall in the trap, because awareness is always power, ignorance is costly. The two, in the days of AI, ignorance is very, very costly. So here comes the collaborative dialogue. So the questions session. So there are different terms for questions, clarifications, discussions, or dialogue, or anything. So now I think it is open to the audience. If you have any of these things, right? Questions, clarifications, or understandings, or inquiries, you can please let me know. I will try to address it up to best of my knowledge.
So I think one faculty is asking, at college, the equipments like AC, lights, fans, computers, etc. will be used differently every day. So how to consider the average consumption? Say for example, AC.
Yeah. So generally we recommend to go for submetering, because first we have to measure, then monitor, then act upon it. It has to be data-driven approach. Generally, most of the framework or accreditation bodies or the international bodies, right? They always look for data-driven approach. So always go for proper metering. Start taking the data month on month. Have your cumulative data. Based on the data, you can try to do some implementation activities. That is the systematic way which we have to do.
And I think you have told earlier that whatever data you take, it is for 1 year, not for 1 day or month.
Correct.
So whatever the AC is used for the entire year, because you have different seasons, like summer is there, winter is there, rainy season is there. So based on that, for a year it is considered. So many hours it has been working. So I think that you can assume reasonably. I hope this answers your question, Mr. Mahalingesh Bagli. Any other question? Please unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, I'll share.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam. Please go ahead.
Sir,
Go ahead.
I have one doubt. Like, see, we have this documentation of all this, right? We use a lot of papers. Where are we telling about reuse, reduce, all this? Can we go for some amount of digitization, digital documentation? Because we have a lot of photos, we take printouts. It's not only NAC, we have NBA, so many other accreditations and other boards. So we keep on taking the printouts. I think we spend a lot of reams of paper for this documentation. Can we go for at least some, I'm not telling 100% digitized. Can we go for some percent?
It is encouraged, madam. Digitalization is encouraged, rather. You will get better points if you do it online. It is there already there.
See, now when you are going for this binary accreditation, no, madam.
Yeah.
100% of your data has to be submitted online.
Online, but certain things we upload, no, sir. Certain things we have to scan and upload.
Yeah, scan and upload, correct. Once you convert the data into digital format, no, madam, this data you can use anytime. So most of this accreditation framework, I think in another 1 or 2 years, no, they will move all this data into digital
format. They're telling one board, one nation. Hope it will come very soon.
Yes, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
So extremely important session, sir, on green audits. I think it was useful for all, almost 145 participants. And this is useful for all institutions, whether it's engineering college, university, any other institution. And I think you spoke well about this water audit, energy audit, landscaping, you told, waste management, you told. So I think this is how it differs from energy audit. Now I think already Benet George sir is already logged in. He has he is listening to you since last you started. And I think this is in addition to the energy audit, you need to take care of water, even air even your landscaping and all. So excellent presentation. We are really happy that when I'm happy that I could listen to you and you educated me as well as all the faculty. And not only this, I'd like to inform the esteemed participants that these presentations will be on the ATAL portal as well as our college YouTube channel. So you can watch it, because I am very sure this kind of presentation I have nowhere heard. These resource persons have really taken pain. They have put a lot of time and effort, and he has got an experience of almost 600 audits. So definitely, and they have shared in good faith so that the people at large can benefit out of that, and they have got a larger vision to educate people and to see that the sustainability measures are implemented and strengthened by one and all. So on behalf of this institution, I would like to thank Mr. Govindraj Arasan sir for his excellent presentation. I'll tell you. Mind blowing, it was so cool, so chill. Very nicely it went on. Okay. You did not shift gears. You were cruising all the way around, and I thoroughly enjoyed this. And I hope all the participants, I'm saying nobody left out. Most of them have really enjoyed this talk. I think it will go a long way, and I sincerely request that as the head of the institution as well as a coordinator for this ATAL FDP on green technologies, that we need to be conscious of that. We need to be educated. And everywhere I saw, he was emphasized on educating the people. You need to have posters. You can have sessions, be it for NSS or any extension activity. Please make it a point that whatever knowledge you have gained, it has to be propagated to people. It is not for your self-use alone, but for the benefit of mankind at large. Thank you very much, sir. We have crossed the time.
Thank you, sir. I would like to thank you for this opportunity, and I would like to thank the members and participants for listening. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good answer. Good. Now I would request Veera madam or to kindly put Benet George sir as the co-host so that he can share his presentation. Sir is already available on the dot. I am really excited to see people so the elderly people of that our generation. They are so conscious of time. They are so punctual, and they are not wasting any time. So committed to the work. Really, it is very heartening to see this. This is one of the learnings and takeaways of this webinar session actually. Sir, I think you can share the screen.
Yeah, very good evening, sir. Thank you. I hope I am audible. I am sharing my screen.
Yeah, you are audible, sir. You are audible.
Sir, shall I introduce?
Yeah, please go ahead, madam. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I am Veera. It's my pleasure to introduce and welcome to our today's guest, Mr. Benet George, sir. He is a founder of CEO of Bigeta Energy Solution and ESG Consulting, and advisory firm headquartered in Bangalore. With over 21st year of expertise in energy efficiency, ESG consulting, ISO 50001 implementation, project management, and training. He has successfully executed more than 700 projects across the 11 countries. A BEE accredited energy auditor and certified energy manager. He is also among the only 4 semi-trainer in India. Mr. George sir has served as a trainer, speaker and consultant for numerous national and international programs, and was honored with the SEAM National Energy Management Award in 2023 for excellence in energy auditing. Sir hold an MTech in electrical engineering, energetic from NIT Calicut, and has a prior experience with Schneider Electric and academic as an assistant professor. May I now request to Mr. Benet George sir to enlighten us with his knowledge and insight as he begin the today's session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam, for your great introduction. And very good evening, all the participants and it is again a great pleasure to meet all of you today evening. So today we will be seeing about energy audits and how we are measuring and reducing institutional footprints. So in a large, we are going to see energy audit, the purpose, scope, and professional relevance. How is the institution energy usage? What is the methodology? What is the framework? Framework.
Yeah, your presentation is visible.
Okay. Thank you. Right. Then how to measure the footprint. Then strategies for energy reduction. Some of the case. We've seen last day the importance of energy management, the reduction in the greenhouse gas emissions. Today again, why this institutional energy efficiency is important. When you see the International Energy Agency data, we can see that buildings and institutions consumes around 40% of, or they contribute around 40% of global CO2 emissions by sector. So buildings takes a large role on the GHG emissions. So that also shows that there is a lot of opportunity in building sector. So when you talk about the building sector and institutions, again, it comes under the building sector. Maybe it is a campus or a educational institution with residential hostels. So we have a lot of opportunities, and with many of them may be cross-replicable, the energy efficiency opportunities. So in India, in the Energy Conservation Act was established in 2000, Act 201. It is established under the Energy Conservation Act 2001. And then Bureau of Energy Efficiency is a statutory body under Ministry of Power, Government of India. And Bureau of Energy Efficiency is developing various policies, strategies to reduce energy intensity of Indian economy. So many of the programs, public we are aware, maybe star labeling program, the lighting program, the LED lamp program, and PAT scheme, that is for the large industries. There are energy efficiency financing platform, energy efficiency building program, and a capacity building program. Then there is a national mission on enhanced energy efficiency. There are multiple programs which is aiming to reduce energy consumption, or it is aiming to reduce the energy intensity of Indian economy. Then Energy Conservation Act made energy audits mandatory for large energy consuming sectors, and various states enforces the energy audit in large industries as well as the larger commercial buildings. It depends on state to state. As a country, Bureau of Energy Efficiency enforces the energy audit for designated consumers, and state level, for example, in Kerala, HT consumers, they have to do energy audit once in 3 years. And the designated consumers all over India, they have to do an energy audit by an accreditor in every 3 years. So all these activities is to promote energy efficiency and conservation across all the sectors. Along with that, Bureau of Energy Efficiency also have a certification program, certified energy auditor, and typically engineers or diploma engineers can attend that examination and become energy auditor and energy manager. So why institute must act now, or why they have to do an energy audit in their institution? So again, rising energy cost, climate change and regulations, basically in the NAC and also the ESG reporting. So this all demand reduction of the energy consumption. And also the reputation and stakeholder expectation. When you talk about the reputation, it may be coming in the top education institutions in that energy efficiency or the renewable energy consumption may be one of the factor. Then financial benefit for early action. Then risk management and resilience and contribution to national and global goals in GHG emission reduction. So, and also as a responsible organization, it is every institution's duty to maybe do an energy audit and implement whatever the possible energy conservation measures. So International Energy Agency says energy efficiency is the first fuel. So, and it is the, we can say again, amongst all other fuels, this may be the low cost fuel also. So the purpose of energy audit is to study the systematic study of the energy flows, how much energy is consumed, where it is consumed, and how it is consumed. Then find out the inefficiencies in the systems and the equipment and the operations. Then recommend improvement, suggest actionable measures to reduce energy consumption cost. When we do a recommendation, it should be based on calculations, technical calculations, so that it can be cross-validated. This gives a generic high-level the methodology. It starts with the planning and preparation, then data collection, energy analysis, site inspection, measurement, recommendation, and reporting. When you see here, first 3 activities typically happens off-site, and site inspection and measurement will happen on-site, and recommendation can be off-site, that will be analyzed off-site, and final reporting. All these steps further we can elaborate in very detailed. So in pre-audit phase, so for example, many of you may be doing energy audit for your organization, or you get it done by some of the agencies or energy auditors. But when you do an energy audit, it should be properly planned. So we have to define the objectives, determine the scope. When you're talking about scope, what under equipment, what is the area covered, what is the duration of the audit, what will be the time duration of the measurement. These all are important. Then it is also important stakeholder engagement. Why this is important? When we are talking about stakeholder engagement, especially top management. So at the end, in the energy audit, for example, there are 20 recommendations, energy conservation measures. If the top management is not ready to invest a proposal which is having, say, more than 2 years payback, then it may not be wise to spend so much time to identify that opportunities and do the calculations and everything. So we have to clearly have a clarity from all the stakeholders, what is the actions going to take on this energy audit. So the planning and scoping is very much important. Then the second part will start, it can be on-site audit. On-site audit, it can serve basically, somebody was asking the previous case, in the everyday, in the operations may change, the light operations or the fans or the other applications may be changed day by day. So we have to remember that energy audit is, we can say it is something like a snapshot. So during that period, what is happening, and based on that and other data points, it is analyzed. And some of the tests, it can be the pump efficiency test in the HVAC air conditioning system, performance evaluation, the load profiling or the power factor, how is the variation of the load. So these all will be the part of the measurement. Then do the energy balancing marking normalization and the EG accounting. Now, greenhouse gas accounting also will be typically a part of, especially scope 1 and 2 emission accounting is also typically part of the energy audit. Then data analysis, establishing the baseline. Typically, it can be the previous years. It also can be previous 2 years data. And identification of energy conservation measures. And finally, it will be categorized into various low cost or no cost measures, medium investment measures, high investment measures, or long-term measures. Then all this will be comes up with the economic evaluation. Basically, everything will be based on the calculations than assumptions. So what is the baseline parameters, what is the measurement considered. In case any assumptions are there, that should be clearly defined in the techno-economical evaluation. And it should be properly documented and presented to the stakeholders for their approval. Then you can have a implementation plan and how to do the measurement and verification, performance measurement and verification. And it also can be integrate with your ISO 50001 energy management system, which is a long-term continual improvement framework. And you can do the regular tracking. Typical scope, it can include lighting, HVAC, pumps, motors, IT systems, office equipment, kitchen and cafeteria load, water heating, and boiler, maybe hot water boiler, renewable energy integration, transport fleet, and miscellaneous loads. This all will be typically included in the scope of the energy audit. And this is a typical energy consumption profile of an education institution. This can vary. Some of the education institutions, HVAC may not be this much. Some of the institution, it may be air conditioning load may be slightly more, and some of institutions maybe the UPS load may be little more. So it can be varied, but this gives a representative. Then it is also important to measure the key performance indices of campus. It can be kWh per meter square in terms of building, or it can be carbon emissions per student, or it can be kWh per student. Then we can compare that with the global campus and the performance side. And in case you are not able to get any global benchmark, you can do a self-benchmarking. That means comparing the previous years, comparing to this data, you can do a benchmarking, and you can take that for improvement considerations. And typically, these are the hotspot buildings, transport, and labs, which may be the largest GHG emitting areas. And energy audit always involves various type of instrumentation. When you talk about electrical measurement, it can be power quality analysis, which can measure and record various parameters, voltage, current, power factor, energy, reactive power, etc. This is useful for measuring the variable load applications. For example, the main income, or what is the variation of the demand. And demand is having an impact on your energy bill. Or what is the variation of the power factor, the day and the evening or night base load applied conditions. Or air conditioning system, how is the variation? Or UPS, what is the loading? And the second is the clamp-on parameter. It can be typically used for constant load conditions. Say, for example, you have a pump. Typically, it is almost constant. You can take an instantaneous measurement. And some of these instruments are flue gas analyzer to check the flue gas. And this is for pitot tube and manometer for the air velocity and the airflow and air pressure. And the thermal image can be used for a hotspot, the non-contact thermometer, also used for measuring the temperature, ultrasonic flow meter using for water flow measurement, stroboscope, temperature log gauge, depth meters, pressure meters, anemometers, or temperature and humidity levels. These are some of the instrument which is using for energy audit or in a detailed energy audit. So it is quite important to measure the parameters so that in the calculations will be accurate. In a principle, when you are able to measure, don't calculate. So you can measure it. So for example, energy consumption of a particular equipment. In case you are able to measure it. In case you are not able to measure, then calculate it. And in the worst case scenario, in the assumption. The assumption also should be based on some base parameter. For example, in the operating hours of light. So some of the cases, it can be an assumption. So number of hours there, how many classes are there, how many days class. Based on that, it can be assumed also. In that also, at least one parameter, try to have the measured one. So this is the typical areas to be covered: energy bill analysis, especially electricity bill analysis, power distribution system, chiller and a cooling water system, cooling towers pumping system, hot water system, W2P, STP lighting system. In addition to this, maybe UPSs, AHUs, or other equipment if anything is there. So when we analyze earlier slides, we've seen that we need many of the instrument, but to identify the cost saving opportunities, you can start with analyzing your electricity bill itself. In electricity bill, you will get maximum demand, what is the energy consumption, what is the power factor, what is the sum of the cases, what is the demand factor, or what is the load factor based on the state to state. So this will give some of the opportunities. So for example, contract demand and sanction demand. So contract demand is nothing but when you apply for a connection, this is the maximum permissible demand. And you can compare that with actual demand. If actual demand is very low, even if very low, you have to pay for many of the states 80% or 75% of the contract demand. Then power factor, the higher the power factor is better. Less than say 0.9 power factor attracts penalty. And when you improve the power factor, your demand also reduces. Then energy consumption, month-wise energy consumption, whether it is increasing or decreasing. In case it is increasing, why it is increasing. Then time of the day or a time of the use tariff to shifting some of the load. So that means typically during the peak period, there will be typically extra 1 rupees extra energy charge for every kWh consumed. So you can see whether any of the loads can be shifted to off-peak period. For example, the pumping, the water pumping, you can shift to the off-peak period. Then you can also see opportunities in the renewable energy and open access to reduce the example of the energy bill. You can see contract demand is 700. 90% of the contract demand is 630, but in the recorded demand is only 429. Even though their demand is low, much lower than the contract demand, they have to pay minimum 630 kVA demand charges. And typically it can be something between, so in this case, it was 345 rupees per kVA. Now you can calculate in case they can do a demand reduction, or whether we need to have this much demand is required, whether any future expansion plan is there or not. If there is no plan for expansion, you can also think whether we can reduce that demand. Second, we have to also remember that when you have a plan to install, say, solar power plant, in the maximum capacity, typically 80% of the contract demand only permissible in the as a solar power plant. So, for example, you have you plan to have say 800 kilowatt, you should have at least 1,000 kilowatt contract demand. So that also we have to consider. Then one of the easiest can find in the system. Now, all these cases, we have to remember two things. You can reduce your energy consumption mainly by two ways. One, by improving the efficiency of the system. Second, by improving the efficiency of the operation. For example, in this case, you can see the efficiency of lamp is increasing from, say, incandescent to fluorescent, and to high intensity lamp, and finally to LED lamps. When you talk about efficiency of the system here, joule per watt, how much light it is producing per wattage of it is giving to that bulb. So LEDs reduces energy use by typically 50 to 70% compared to traditional lighting. The second part, typical inefficiencies can happen. You improve the efficiency of the light, but still further improvement can be done. If people are not switching off that lamp, what will happen? So you can improve the efficiency of the operation by putting sensors in this case, or control system. So you can have sensors, daylight sensors or motion sensors, which will, or even timers, which will improve your operation efficiency. Both will combinedly reduces your energy consumption. The same principle is applicable for any other systems. It can be air conditioning system, or it can be other industrial systems or building systems. So this is the sum of the savings opportunities. We can see use LED light instead of incandescent or fluorescent lamps, which consumes 80% less energy. One more thing we have to remember, that light also produces the heat, and if it is air conditioned space, this heat will increases the energy consumption of the air conditioner. So by reducing the energy of the lamps, you are going to reduce the energy consumption of air conditioners also. So we have a double advantage. Then installing occupancy sensors, which will help to turn off automatically when space is unoccupied. Daylight sensors, timers, this all will help to reduce the energy consumption. You can also see other opportunities like maximizing natural daylight, especially when during the design stage. You can have a little larger wall, the windows. Again, you have to consider the orientation also to avoid heat infiltration. Then second case is, instead of uniform light everywhere, you can have task lighting. You can have a lower level general lighting and have focused task lighting, which will reduces the energy consumption. So, and also it improves the comfort level. Then especially in colleges or education institutions, we can have smart lighting systems, schedule dim light based on the time usage occupancy. For example, you have external light in the campus. You can even have dimmable light, and for example, after say 9 o'clock in the night, you can reduce the illumination of the lamps, which will finally reduces the energy consumption. Then always ensure clean light fixtures. If light fixtures are not maintained in a very clean condition, the lumen will reduce. That is also called lumen depreciation factor. So based on the type of fixtures, in the illumination level will come down year by year. It's also important, okay, we can put the name or labels in the light, so that when people goes out, they understand, okay, this is the light switch and this is something else, okay, power switch, so they can switch off. Then one of the energy consuming equipment in the campuses, it is fans. It can be ceiling fans, table fans, pedestal fans, or wall mounted fans. So again, typically the conventional fans are using induction motors, and the present technology is BLDC fan, but less DC fan, which help to reduce the energy consumption. So this gives a comparison between BLDC fan as well as a normal fan. In BLDC fan typically consumes 28 to 35 watt based on the speed, but normal induction motor typically consumes between 75 to 90 watt. Noise level also in BLDC fan and higher due to friction in normal fan, and heat generation is low, and fan heat generation is high. Lifespan, it is mentioned longer. As a fan, it is longer, but of course, in the electronic circuit, there's a chance of reduction due to external voltage variations, etc. Then speed control is very precise electronic control with remote. Remote control is available for BLDC fan, and normal fan typically not available. Voltage fluctuation, if it is a spike, it will affect it, but normal fan, it is based on the voltage, the speed will vary, but in BLDC fan, voltage regulation is there. But in case of large fluctuations or spikes, it can get affected. But overall, it gives really a considerable energy saving. You can see 50% energy can be reduced in BLDC fan. Again, you can do a cost-benefit analysis. No measurement is required. You can use published data and you can do how many hours it is operating. And the cost you can get even online platforms, and you can do a comparison what will be the return on investment. Otherwise, whenever you do a replacement, you can replace with BLDC fan in alternative way. So in energy audit, it is quite important to do the cost benefit analysis of the systems. It is not only giving a suggestion, but you have to also ensure that they are commercially viable. Then pumping system, it can be drinking water or the other potable water applications. So it can be pumped from well, underground well, and it may be pumped to overhead tank. Then one thing we have to remember, this is the affinity loss based on the speed. In case the pump having a variable frequency varies the speed of the pump to reduce the capacity or based on the variable demand applications. So when you reduce the speed by 10%, head reduces by 19% and power reduces by 27%. So we'll see some of the opportunities install a variable frequency tray. Again, one typical challenge in the pumping system, while designing or purchasing the pump, we have typically we can see that many of the pumps are oversized, and it is deviate from its best efficiency point, and efficiency become very low. And say for example, in pumping system, we can see many of the pumping system having efficiency as low as 20%, whereas the best efficient pumps are available even at 87-90% efficiency. So that is the gap available in the pumping system. So proper design will help to reduce the energy consumption. So in case of performance evaluation of the pumps, you can see this is the pumping system. You can see multiple pumps are there, and you can also see there are valves in the suction and discharge sides, and pressure gauges and pressure transducers. These all are part of the pumping system. So for doing a performance evaluation, we need to have the pressure, we have to measure the flow, and we have to measure the power. So we should have, these are the three requirements. So ideally we can have a flow meter and a power analyzer and a pressure meter, or many of the cases pressure meter may be available at site. And this is one method, ultrasonic flow meter. If it is not available, you can also see other method. For example, it is pumping to a tank. You can measure the area of the tank and how much height the water is flowing for a specific period of time. So based on that, we can find out what is the water flow. Or even you can use a calibrated or a drum or calibrated bucket. Calibrated bucket, nothing but every minute or every second how much water is flowing. Then based on that, you can find out how much meters cube per hour. Then power analyzer, you can measure using a clamp-on power meter. In case there is a portable power meter, you can measure that, the power. So this is the formula for evaluating the performance of the pump. You can see here the pump is sucking water from the sump, and there is a foot valve, strainer, then suction pipe, and there's an impeller, and there's a pipe, there's a valve, and it is going to overhead tank. So we have to understand what is a total head. So suction head is in the head, or we can say in the distance between the impeller eye to the top of the water level. So and discharge is from the impeller to the top of the pipe. So total head we have to evaluate. In this case, for example, Q is the meter cube per second. Total head is discharge head minus suction head. Here it is sucking, so it will be HD minus of HS, then it will be HD plus HS. Then rho, it is the density of water, and G is the acceleration due to gravity, 9.81. So here we'll get hydraulic power, and pump shaft power we can measure using a clamp-on power meter. So why the pump efficiency is quite important? We have to understand the initial cost of a pump is only 2% when you comparing to overall life cycle cost. So this is a example given. Life cycle cost of a pump in this 30 kilowatt pump may be around 1,87 lakhs 50,000. Since pump typically operate quite long period at very low efficient case also 15. So we can see many of the pumps are 15 years. Once it is installed, people may not be looking whether it is delivering or not. So we have to, it is quite important we evaluate the performance. So some of the opportunities in the pumping system, correct sizing and selection, very much important. Use high efficiency pump and motors. Whenever we purchase a pump, we can compare different makes pump, or you have the specification. What is the flow required? What is the head required? Then you can check various manufacturers, what is the best efficient pumps are available. Of course, there will be a price difference. Then you can do a cost benefit analysis and take a informed decision. Then variable frequency trial can be used based on the application. If it is variable flow requirement, you can use variable frequency trial. Always avoid the. Then improve the piping design. Can check whether the shortest distance is possible, sizing of the pipe, and how many bends are there. So this all can be improve the overall efficiency of the system. Then adopt best operational practices. Some of the cases, for example, you have firefighting system. What is the pressure to be maintained? Or if you have hydropneumatic system which maintain the same pressure system, especially something like water pumps, domestic water requirement. Then do the preventive maintenance, lubrication, checking the pump. So this all will help. Then smart monitoring and automation checking. So this is a case where we done a study in an island country where they have a public water. So it's a very small area, very similar to any of the campus. So they maintain a pressure at 3 bar. So you can see here average pressure, the power was 5.4 to 6.2 kilowatt at 3 bar pressure. Then in the energy consumption, you can see 47 meter cube per hour was supply, and it was coming around 114.9 watt per meter cube. In second case, when you reduce 0.2 bar, it is came down to 95.2 watt per meter cube. So that is 17% reduction. Then again further reduced to 2.5 bar, then in the power is 84.6 watt per meter cube. So this is actually recorded values, and there was a pressure gauge, digital pressure gauge was available. So this it will be similar in many of the campuses. So this opportunity is there. A small reduction in the system pressure can save quite energy if you have a variable frequency trial system. Then other one is the air conditioner. This is the variable type of vapor compression system air conditioners like window AC, split unit, VRV or VRF, ducted system, ceiling, wall mounted, floor mounted, then heat pump, heat recovery systems. So there are various types, but most of the cases we may be using split unit, VRF system and ducted units. So this is the working principle. It's a closed loop system. We have a compressor. Compressor will compress the refrigerant. Whenever the compression happens, the temperature will increase. That will go to a condenser. In this case, it is a water-cooled condenser. So that is why you can see the coil is there. that heat will transfer to the water and it will finally go to cooling tower and discharge to the atmosphere. And liquid, once the heat is removed from the high pressure gas, it becomes liquid and it passes to the expansion valve and goes to the conditioned space, and it absorbs the heat from the conditioned space, and it starts evaporating and it will finally go to the compressor. So you can see here, in this case, it is giving the it is taking the heat from the chilled water system. So the optimization opportunities: implement smart thermostat, precise temperature control in the HVAC system, schedule preventive maintenance to improve the efficiency of the lifespan, and install variable frequency drive for VFDs, chillers, pumps for energy saving, monitor and optimize energy operation through real-time application. You can just think your library, how it will work. Maybe many people may be there in the daytime and late evening, and the number of people will come down. But how we are operating the air conditioner, it can be your labs. The number of people coming into a lab varies day by day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day it may vary. And some of the cases, some of the people may be sitting little extended time. But how are we controlling the temperature? Second, what is the temperature setting we do? So these all, once we address these issues, it can reduce the overall energy consumption. So optimize the energy temperature to 24 to 26 degrees reduces the energy consumption. So typically every 1 degree reduction will give 4 to 6% savings in the energy consumption. And also when you increase the set temperature, it reduces the pressure on the compressor and it reduces the wear and tear. Hence it lessens the AC life also. So optimal comfort. So people may not feel too cold. So at 24 degrees Celsius. Then second option is you can go for a AC, 5-star AC air conditioners, which will reduce the cost effectively. So in the 5-star, the star labeling is based on the performance of the AC. The 5-star is the highest efficient air conditioner, and 1-star is the lowest. And the star labeling will update on periodic manner. You can find the details in Bureau of Energy Efficiency website. Then we had to ensure that we clean the filters periodically. It improves the efficiency. So because the fan power consumption will come down and also cooling will be better. Then it also improves the AC life. Then we can keep, sleep mode, timer function, echo mode. So all the modern air conditioner will have all these options: sleep mode, timer function, echo mode, which actually help us to operate efficiently. So in the same, you can operate efficiently. Second, how are you reducing the heat load in the room? So the external heat addition can be reduced by providing the blinds or curtains. Then in case of any leakages is there, that also can be arrested. Then second, if it's a room where frequent opening and closing of door is happening, you can also install an air curtain, that fan which will isolate inside and outside air. So high-speed fan. So you can install that air curtain. Then if it is a top floor, you can even do high SRI paint in the top floor, which will reflect the heat from the sunlight, so that your heat load inside the room will be less, and hence the energy consumption will come down. Then see whether heat generating appliances are operating in the air conditioned space. Unnecessary operation of heat generating equipment will increase the energy consumption. Then it is better to do at least annual maintenance for peak performance, because the refrigerant can leak, and low refrigerant pressure will increase the energy consumption. And condenser, especially the outdoor unit, can get dust accumulated, and it reduce the heat transfer. Hence the efficiency of the refrigerator or air conditioner will come down. It is also important to check the blower motor and thermostat calibration, whether the thermostat is actually measuring the room temperature, whether it is malfunctioning. One more option is you can have a little higher temperature and use the fan. So when we have higher, feel more comfortable than lower temperature. So a fan and higher air conditioner will get maximum saving. When you compare the energy consumption of fan, for example, if it is a BLDC fan, it adds maybe 20-25 watt, but reduction in the AC will be much higher than that. Then we can also think, okay, old AC is something like 8 to 10 years, consume more power. Definitely you can consider for replacing with the 5-star, BE 5-star or in models. So even though the initial investment may be high, but it will give long-term savings, not only in the AC energy consumption, but if you consider, okay, you have multiple air conditioners, it also reduces your contract demand. Then these are the machines. Many of the campuses may not be having chiller, but largest campuses may have chiller. So in this, the one is similar, but only difference is in the previous case, refrigerant to heat transfer was happening to the air. But in chiller, in between there's a media, water, and water will be circulating through the indoor unit. So in the evaporator, compressor, condenser, expansion valve remains, the components will be same in both the case, but the sizing will be quite high. Typically chillers can be even 1000 TR to large chillers. Some of the key performance indicators for chillers: COP. COP is nothing but cooling output divided by the electrical power input. So higher the COP, efficiency will be more. COP will be given in the data sheet. So you can check the COP of the chiller when you are purchasing a chiller. Then again, the performance of the chiller will affected by the condenser water temperature. That means how effectively we are removing the heat from the refrigerant. So that is also dependent on the exchanger. And even chiller, there is an opportunity to use variable frequency drive in pumps and fan. The reason is all the air conditioning systems are typically designed for the peak condition in the summer. You know that this will happen once in a while. So a chiller or an air conditioner will work in the 100% load, typically 1% of the time. And it will operate at a very low load, maybe 10% of the time. So that is why this IPLV value is there. And around 42% will run at 25% of the load, or 50% of the load, and remain is around 40%, maybe 75%. Typical loading will be 50 to 75%. Similar to COP, we can have kilowatt per TR. How much kilowatt per 1 ton of refrigeration? So lower the kilowatt per TR will be more efficient. So typically water cooled chiller, you can get 0.6 to 0.8, but the latest chillers even comes at 0.4, like magnetic chillers. Then air cooled chillers, it comes by 1 to 1.2. You can also check what is the actual efficiency of the chiller by doing a chiller audit. Then we get to see what is the approach. Approach is the temperature difference between temperature and refrigerant saturation temperature. If approach is high, that means the heat transfer is not effective. We are losing the energy. So then we have to see any scale formation is there or not. If scale formation is there, it to be cleaned. Then delta T in the chilled water system. Delta T is nothing but the difference between inlet and outlet temperature of a chiller. So low delta T means either it is a indication we are supplying the water higher than what it is required, or heat load is very low. So typically chillers are designed for 5-degree delta T. It can operate highly efficient at that delta T. So we can optimize that by using a controlling the water flow. Chiller is the generation side of the chilled water. Then this chilled water will go to air handling unit, which is having fan, and you can see here a coil where chilled water passes through this coil, and the fan will go over this coil, and there will be filtration system to remove the dust, and there will be piping. So basically from here air will come and it will filter out and go to the cooling coil, and fan will supply through this deck to the conditioned space. So you can see the picture in this way. Purpose is it to filter out the dust and other particles, and cooling and humidification and dehumidification. That means it has to control the moisture level. For the better comfort, say 40 to 60% moisture level, relative humidity will be the optimum. So energy measures in air handling unit, variable frequency drive. And the main reason for variable frequency drive is the demand varies every day. So number of people, number of students come to a college varies every day. Typically exams are there, functions are there. So there's a good opportunity for varying the airflow. Then airflow optimization, typical saying at 10 to 20%, filter maintenance 5 to 15%, temperature and humidity 5% of cooling energy. Then heat recovery systems will help you to recover the heat from ventilation system. So in an space, we have to have some of the air has to send out. Typically, it is going through the restrooms. So that much air fresh air has to add to the system, the room. So outside air temperature typically in the higher side, and inside temperature is low. So we can recover the temperature from the exhaust air, and it can be used to pre-cool the fresh air. So that is called heat recovery system. Then better ambient conditions. For example, during cold time, typically like Pune or Bangalore during the winter, we can use fresh air instead of recycling the air in the conditioned space. Fresh air maybe many times it may be less than 20 degree or 15 degrees Celsius also. So you can use that ambient, good ambient conditions to reduce the energy consumption. So this is opportunities motor. In industries or even buildings, the motors consumes a major part of the energy. It can be pumping motor, it can be even the fan motors, etc. So we have to have and we have to understand what is the efficiency of the motor. So it is always ensure all the new motors should be IE3 or a higher efficient motors, so that it will reduce the energy consumption. Then if it motor, you can also think automatic delta star changing, or whether it is possible to retrofitting. So typically we can have 10% energy saving. Then how is the belts installed? Whether it is loosely installed wheel belt having a high slip, then you can change the belt. Then also you can see the lubrication, how it is there. You can use thermography to see whether it is overheated. Then the speed reduction is possible or not in the motor system. Bureau of Energy Efficiency is also running a motor replacement program. So that means existing motors can be replaced with BE's project. So that is also an opportunity for combustors. Then there are inefficiencies or losses in the fans and blowers. Typically what happens, it can be oversized fans and blowers. The same principle applicable here also. The design will be for the best scenario. So the sizing will be typically higher in fans and blowers. Then second, improper speed control. Many of the cases to reduce the flow, people use as damper. Whenever you have a damper, you are losing the energy across the damper. So we can have a variable frequency drive and reduce the speed based on the requirement, which will reduce the energy consumption. Then due to misalignment, vibrations, and impeller problems, which can have unbalance and which also reduces the efficiency. Then improper maintenance, especially like fans and blowers, dust accumulation also affects the efficiency of the system. So similar to pump, we can calculate the efficiency of the fans based on volume and delta P. Here, similar way, suction and discharge pressure in mm of water column divided by 102 into power input to the fan shaft. So we can compare what is the actual efficiency and we can compare that with the design efficiency. And also we can see whether high efficient fans are available for that particular applications. So for measurement of parameters, we can use pitot tube or anemometer or a manometer for pressure and a power meter for input power. So this is the sum of the opportunities in fans and blowers. Upgrade to high efficiency impeller with cone. So some cases we need to only replace the impeller. We can use the existing casing, so which will reduce the investment. Then use hollow FRP aerofoil impellers in axial fans that reduces the energy consumption with comparing to metal fans. Then one option is if flow requirement is low, even you can change the pulley and you can downsize the fan. So if it is a one-time reduction, you can change the pulley size and downsize the capacity. So which will reduce the energy consumption. Same affinity loss will work. When you reduce the 10% speed, 10 raised to 3 will be the power reduction. Then switch to energy efficient flat or a cogged or edged V-belt that will increases the efficiency. Then adopt inlet gate vents, especially for large fans. Then while designing, we have to see what is the sizing required, what is the routing, how many bends are there. This all will make a lot of impact in the fan system efficiency. Once you have a better design or a right design, ensure the system efficiency. So this is the sum of the advancement in the fans and blowers. Similar to BLDC fan, electronically commuted motors will reduce the energy consumption, and in some of the cases 60% savings is achieved. So basically this is, you can see here, this can be retrofitted in existing HUs and cleaner applications mainly. Second is high velocity low speed fan for large spaces for conditioning. Instead of large number of wall mounted fans or other fans, you can have large high volume low speed fans for large space. This reduces the energy consumption. Then aerofoil designs also reduce the energy by 20 to 30%. Another equipment is the DG set, diesel generator set. It is used as a backup power source in many of the organization. So we have to remember that this may be one of your GHG emission, one of the highest GHG emission. Then the same opportunities in diesel generator, see whether we can operate something a 50 to 80% load, which may be the better efficient condition. Then use automatic stop and stop systems. That means whenever power supply comes back in a short period, you can put the DG off and use the grid power. And check and maintain cooling systems to prevent overheating and losses. Avoid idle in the generator for long duration. Regularly clean the filter. If filter is not cleaned, it will affect the performance of the DG set. Then the compressors is also having a lot of IT infrastructure, laptops, computers, some cases server rooms, UPS and UPS room air conditioners. So always ensure to use the Energy Star certified system to reduce the power consumption. Then implement several virtualization to optimize the hardware usage. Enable auto power off policies for computers, printers, and peripherals. So we should have a campus-wide policies. After specific time, it should be go auto power off mode. Then encourage energy conscious office habits. Example, shutdown when not. Yes, we see that okay. Lot of surveys with different. Some of the cases we put these images, etc. But we have to understand that we have a penalty. We are going to lose the energy while putting energy the screensaver. Screensaver is not an energy saver. It is a screensaver. We have to remember. It is not an energy saving mechanism. So in office as well as home, turn off when not in use. Everything. It is including computers, printers, scanners, Wi-Fi routers. Even though we think, okay, Wi-Fi routers is all as very small power consuming equipment, but it is working 24/7. So we may operate our Mitsi maybe say 20 minutes in a day or 15 minutes in a day. But this consumes 24 hours. So overall, when you see, even if you are going for an outstation trip for a week, these Wi-Fi systems may be on. So turn off the monitor whenever possible. So monitor alone can use 50% or more of the total energy, total system's energy. Then activate sleep mode or automatic hibernation for idle computers and monitors. So I know you cannot unmute it, but I may show one example, a real-time case study later. Then unplug battery charges when fully charged, so that it won't be, that phantom power loss will be less. And print only when necessary, print in batches. This all will reduce the energy consumption. So this is a case study. We have done a study in laptops, multiple laptops. This is one laptop. This is Asus VivoBook. It's a 14-inch laptop. What we done is we try to simulate the scenario. You can also think in your college, the typical scenarios will come. People may be using MATLAB or some of the simulation software, which may be heavy software. And you can see that we have tried with AutoCAD, YouTube, and eQuest. eQuest is a building simulation software. These three was running in the same time, and the power consumption, you can see it was gone up to almost 35 watt. Then we shifted that to, we switched off that, and we done the normal working as a energy auditing team. We normally work in MS Word, Outlook, maybe presentations, and Excel, etc. So during that time, you can see it is came down to almost less than 10 watt. You can see here it is less than 10 watt. In between there's a little spikes. Then what we done is we applied different screensavers that is available in my Windows. Here is the key. You can see that normal working time energy consumption is lower than screensaver. When screensaver is running, it is taking 10 watt. But in normal working time, it may be almost 7 to 8 watt. So you can think in a campus, there may be thousands of systems without doing any work, which is consuming more than when people are really working on the system. Then this is another scenario. No screensaver, but no one is working. It was just kept idle. Screen was on, but you can see the energy consumption. So this energy consumption is lower than, in fact, the screensaver mode. Then when we put the screen off after some time, so what you can see is after specific time, it will get off, screen will get off. It comes down to 5 watt. So when we are normal running, it is 7, 8 watt, but still screen off also, it was consuming around 5 watt. It is not 0, or it is not even 50%. So 60-70% energy is consuming even during screen off mode. But when you put into like sleep mode, it came down to say 1 watt. You can see it went into sleep mode. So this is the reason we should have a policy of putting sleep mode in all over the campus. So you can see how much energy can be saved in your campus from this real case study. So this is we done with another laptop, a 15-inch laptop. You can see one having 4 GB, other having 8 GB, both was Windows 10 rated power. So normal operating power was a 15-inch was 14 watt, but the other one was only 9 watt. Idle running power was 7 watt, and Asus 14-inch was 6 watt. Power saver mode, this was quite interesting. Both was consuming almost the same 10 watt. And in sleep mode, both was taking almost 5 watt, 50%. And when sorry, in this case, it was only screen off actually, not a sleep mode. When power with the laptop sleep mode was, it is only 1 watt and 0.5 watt. So this give a good opportunity for all the IT labs in your organization. Then you'll have a lot of UPSs in the campus. So UPS supplies a constant steady power, which is having stored. You will have battery backup, etc. So we have to ensure that the capacity of the UPS should be right. We should have a proper sizing of the UPS. See, for example, in this case, people may think, okay, we have to consider say, that rated power was, in this case, you can see 45 watt. Many cases, when you're purchasing a UPS, we multiply 45 watt into 100 laptops. Then we'll find a capacity. Then accordingly, we think, okay, we need very large capacity UPS. But in fact, in actual condition, it may be consuming only 1/3 of its rated condition. And you can also consider the diversity factor. So choose a right capacity, or you can also get a modular UPSs so that you will have maximum efficiency operation in the UPS. And also purchase high efficiency UPS and use eco mode or high efficiency mode. Then maintain optimal load level. Then battery maintenance, especially if it is lead acid battery, maintaining properly, refilling the acid, etc. Then also see what is the temperature we keep for some of the cases UPS rooms and or keep seeing at 18 degrees Celsius. UPS is actually chilling. But we have to understand that we need not chill the UPS, we need only the temperature maintenance. You can keep even 25, 27 degrees Celsius in the UPS room. Other options to have a renewable energies in the campus like solar system, solar PV, then biomass system in case you have like canteen or you have hostel, then even some cases you can have a microgrid. Then EV, electric vehicles will reduce the overall GHG emission. So you can have a EV charging station, which also may be an added advantage even if you need to go for a certifications. When you have EV charging, again, some of the savings opportunities, avoid charging 100% daily. Then check the manual only 100% whenever it is required. Then again, don't allow the battery to dip into very low. It reduces the life of the battery. It is applicable even for other applications like mobile laptop also. Then other environmental tip, protect your EV from the heat, excess heat. Then ensure the battery cycle, it is in optimum temperature, it is done. Then moreover, we have to also see that awareness campaigns, educating students and the staff in energy conservation, climatic impact. Because all the students are going to the organization or they all going to their homes, the educating the students will be great, make a great impact on energy consumption in the campus as well as in their homes or where they are going to work in future. Then second, have a green procurement policy. Whenever you purchase any equipment, you have to compare that in terms of energy efficiency also, and also eco-friendly product for campus operations. Then you can have energy champions or clubs. You can engage community. So, for example, if it's a higher education institution, you can educate local schools, and the higher education students can go to local schools and educate the school students. So, which will help to make the large scale impact, the capacity building. They also know how to use the energy consumption. So in that way, we can reduce the overall impact. Then it is also still now we are seeing how we can reduce the energy consumption, or how we can reduce the GHG emissions. So now it is quite important we measure the footprint. In measuring the GHG emissions, we have to first define the boundary. So when you see the boundary, it may be college campus, maybe hostel, or you may have a solar plant outside of this campus. You have to define the boundaries, then define what type of emissions you are going to quantify, whether the scope 1, 2, or are you going to start reporting the scope 3. Then collecting the data, apply the emission factors, calculate the total carbon footprint. Last day we learned how to do an emission and multiplying that with the emission factors. Again, scope 1, 2, 3 emissions. It is not only the CO2 emission, but other emissions, H4, N2O, HFCs, PFCs, SFCs, and NF3. So emissions from facilities and properties. This can be from the refrigerant or the vehicles, and maybe boiler, this all, or LPG, which may be using inside. Then scope 2 will be from the purchased energy. This is quite easy for collecting the data and calculating. To begin with, people can start scope 1 and scope 2 emission measurement, as well as targeting a reduction target. Then gradually start the collection of scope 3 emission data. It is including transport, end-of-life treatment, investment, processing, and use of sold product, then purchased goods and services, transportation, generated waste, commuting, business travel. Some of data can be started collecting, like business travel, commuting, etc., can be collected easily. Again, quite important, it should be relevant, completeness, consistency, accuracy, and transparency is the basic principle of GHG accounting. And activity into emission factor into GWP will give the CO2 equivalent of the emissions. So if it is other gases, okay, then you can consider GWP and you can get the equivalent emissions. So once you do the measurement, scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, for example, company vehicles and fleet, you can directly get fuel combustion at on-site, maybe LPG or diesel. Refrigerant leak will get from how much refrigerant you done the refilling. It typically comes from the invoice, the bills. The service people will give the bill, this many kilograms of refrigerant is done the refilling. So you'll get what is the refrigerant leaks, and you can use the multiplication factor and the process emissions. Then purchased electricity, typically it will come. Steam and heating typically may not be there for most of the organization. Then scope 3, supply chain emissions. It is good to start, but it is always important to have at least monitoring scope 1, scope 2 emissions. Then what is the future roadmap? Net zero institutions and smart campuses, where the deep energy efficiency, deep energy retrofitting, renewable energy integration, smart energy management, sustainable mobility, water, energy, and waste nexus, green procurement and scope 3 emission reduction, and at last, carbon offsetting and certification. Carbon offsetting, you can have maybe a agroforestry, or you can have a community-based forestry. So for offsetting the final emissions, which you may not be able to reduce, we can do an offsetting. So that is how an organization will become net zero. I think we have, with that, I'm concluding the session, and any questions are most welcome.
The participants are encouraged to ask questions. They can unmute themselves and ask.
Good evening, George sir. Good evening, Mane sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, very good.
जी जॉर्ज सर, मुझे बस एक क्वेश्चन पूछना था। जैसे हम चार्जर लगाते हैं, मोबाइल चार्जर प्लग इन करते हैं, तो कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि उसमें भी पावर कंजम्पशन होता है अगर आपने मोबाइल लगा के नहीं रखा है चार्जिंग में, बस सॉकेट में ही लगा के रखा है, तब भी पावर कंजम्पशन होता है। तो इज दिस ट्रू और इट्स जस्ट अ मिथ?
No, if you switch on, there will be a power consumption.
No, in a switch off condition, just that the charger is in plug-in situation state, because it's illogical. I have seen somewhere, but I just wanted to confirm because you were telling about the laptop, so it just clicked
Yeah.
in my mind.
Ideally, in the switch is connected in the line or phase. So
Okay.
when you switch off, you are actually cutting the power supply to the system, or there will not be any current flow. So there will not be any power consumption. But in case your circuit having any problem, or
Yes.
your charger having a problem, you can have the power consumption. Normal case, it is no.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
But sometimes I have seen, sir, even in my village, in the that is 10-watt LED, even the switch is off. In the night time, slightly it will be glowing.
Yeah. Yes. So it may have some leakage.
Leakage, yeah. That is what I was trying to.
Yeah.
Even I am told your TV, if you keep on switch it off by remote, still it consumes 8 watts of power.
True, Mane sir. It's been actually means I have also listened this thing.
No, there is a research publication on this.
So we can do the measurement. So I done that measurement for the laptop. Same way we can use a power analyzer and we can measure. So
Yes.
maybe in case in future I am coming for a presentation, I'll come with that data point. So
No, but that laptop was good, sir. The laptop presentation, what you made on that Asus, like if it is using high-end software, it uses around 30-35 watts. But if it is using Word, MS, Excel and all, then 15 watts. Screensaver also consumes more than 15 watts. And if you put off the screen, that is good. And if it goes on sleep mode, that is the least. So I think that was a good takeaway and learning from this.
In fact, I was also wondered, the screensaver mode was consuming more than normal working time.
Yes. That was surprising.
It was an eye-opener actually.
Eye-opener. And they are fooling us, probably, the manufacturers. So Mr. Sanjeev Deshpande says magnetic discharges. Maybe he is right. There are some magnetic discharges.
George sir.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Electromagnetic discharges.
Sir. Hello.
Yes, please.
Electromagnetic discharges.
Hello, George sir.
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
It was quite an enlightening session and a lot of information you have given. If I may request you, if you can just give your email ID so that in the course of action, if we have some doubts, difficulties, maybe we can ask you.
I'll put in chat box.
Yeah.
So,
And sir, you during your last session, you had mentioned about some session which you have in a week, once in a week or every day. So I just wanted information on that. When is that session?
Every second Saturday, 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Okay. And how do we connect?
Typically, I'll put it in LinkedIn.
Okay.
And once you register, then next time onwards, you'll get that information by default. What you can do is
Okay.
one time you register, you will add in the database so that you get that information for every program.
So how do there is a link for registration?
Yeah,
For
every webinar when you register, when you
Okay.
publish, we'll give a registration link. Maybe I'll share it with Suresh sir, and he'll share at least one time so that you can.
Yeah,
maybe.
and then I'll make it a point that I got around 285 email IDs with me. I'll share an email to all the people about this. So for sure, sir, sure. That I will do.
Thank you so
I
much.
also put
Thank
my
you so much.
LinkedIn profile. You can just put a connect. I will share in that also.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
In case any of the time, in case you are calling and not responding, you please think I may be also in maybe some audit or some training. You can drop a message. I'll definitely call back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So extremely good session, sir, on energy audits. I think all your experience you have compiled, and you have also taken a lot of pain because you are not a trainer. Basically, you undertake audits. So, but you are teaching about audits, so you have to compile all the data. I know that you have put a lot of efforts, not only for this. All the faculty members, if they are interested, their students can undertake this energy audit projects, green audit projects, and in their capstone project as a part of their capstone projects also. So,
Yes.
and I think you are also into energy audits of institutes. And this now NAC, NBA, NRF and all these are very important. Some person was asking in the query whether rainwater harvesting is mandatory. So it is not like that. Okay, mandatory. If you want to get more points, then you should show na STP. These are required, not essentially required. But I have seen some bigger colleges who have hostels and all. They have gone for STPs, which is costing around 80-90 lakhs. But smaller colleges which don't have any hostel facility, they need not have it. So it is a discretion left to the institution management to take a call. As actually both the learned speakers have spoken, it is management who has to take a call and invest pay. And I think rightly
And
said,
some of the states and some of the locations, rainwater harvesting is mandatory.
Oh, some of the states, but I don't know.
Yes. Like Bangalore, Chennai, based on the site
Achha.
and size, there's a rules are there.
Achha. But here, good.
काय बोलता सुट्टी दिली काय उद्या मग पावसामुळे
I think there is some disturbance.
का उद्या पाऊस
I think any other queries, please. People can ask. I am seeing a very active participation. I think you can write, madam. We saw that there was some disturbance. That is why I muted all. This disturbance actually they discourage the speaker because they have some continuity. Acha. There is a question from our senior faculty, Mr. Sanjay Deshpande. How to measure the electromagnetic losses?
Electromagnetic losses in energy audit cases, we are not measuring. No one is measuring, but we do measure what is the electromagnetic field. But typically, that is for the reliability assessment. Like it can affect the failure of the equipment. So we assess that as part of that. But there are devices which can, yeah.
You do harmonics also, you study harmonics, no, sir?
Yeah, we do harmonics, we do root cause analysis. In fact, last day when I was given presentation, I was in an energy audit site. Today in a root cause analysis site. Two different states.
Great.
Last day I was in Tamil Nadu, today in Maharashtra.
Where are you, sir? We should have met.
I am in Pune now.
Pune, great. Okay. You should tell because my students also are doing some energy audits and all, some college audits, some projects, no?
It's great. You can ask them to connect in this energy managers platform so that we can connect each other, all the people. Or people who are generally interested also can join.
Yeah, no. I'll tell them, sir. I'll tell them. I told them. And anyway, this recording is will be available on YouTube, so they'll watch and we'll connect.
Yes.
So, Asha ma'am, you want to be unmuted? Oh, Asha ma'am is unmuted. Okay. I muted everybody. Any other questions?
So some of the people are asking.
People appreciate an excellent session. Thanks a lot to the team.
It was a very great initiative from you, sir. So the people will get at least awareness of this program. The energy efficiency, energy management. It's a requirement now.
Actually, I am grateful to both the parties, like the resource person who have put the immense efforts, time and efforts, and also the participants. I am seeing the enthusiastic participation, and really they are involved and asking questions. Really very heartening. But the only irony is all of these people are senior people. I mean, 40 plus, 50 plus. But the younger generation, less than 40 and all, they don't take so much pain and efforts to learn or upgrade themselves. Whereas the elderly people like you and me are still interested in learning and contributing. That is the irony what I come across.
I see some of the people 70 plus regularly attending this monthly webinar. 70
yes,
plus.
Yes, sir. No. That is actually I am also like worried as to how you inculcate, because now generation are very smart. They are not like us, so they are very focused and they don't want to take on many things at a time.
Yeah.
So I think on behalf of the institution, I'd like to thank Mr. Benet George for the excellent session he has given. A lot of people have appreciated this, and I am very sure they'll connect with you. I have also connected with you on the LinkedIn as of now. So I thank all the participants for their active participation and for their entire 5 days they were there. So tomorrow is the last day. I hope you will all bear with us and be there tomorrow. And I think 5-6 people who have asked, who have volunteered to give feedback, oral feedbacks they can give. That written feedback will be there. That is for sure, and that is for everybody. Only when you give the written feedback, when you write the test, then only you and we fill the attendance, then only you'll get the certificate. Otherwise, ACT ATAL portal doesn't generate the certificate on its own. So it is mandatory that you all have to give the feedback and attend the test. Then only you are entitled for the certificate. So I thank the participants and hope that tomorrow the session starts at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And I think we have 3 sessions from 2 to 3:30, 3:30 to 5. And then 5 to 6:30, and at 6:30 we will have a validatory function, small validatory function, and then we'll give the test. In that function only we'll float the test for 1 hour or so. So 6:30 to 7:30 we'll have the test. We'll close the test at 7:30, and then subsequently my backup team will fill the attendance, the marks and all. And the test will be easy. I don't think it will be very difficult. Most of you attended the sessions. So I look forward that tomorrow at 2 o'clock we'll all attend the session. So Benet George sir, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, and thank you to the entire team for giving this opportunity.
I think I should appreciate my team also, my HOD Computer Science, Dr. Shivani and her entire team like Mrs. Veera, Mrs. Kiran. They have done excellent job of Actually, being ladies, they're still awake at 9 o'clock doing college work. And really great. So I'll close the session, sir. So we'll meet all the participants. Will meet tomorrow at 2 p.m. sharp. So thank you very much, sir, and good night to all.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.